Good morning, world. Good morning. We are back. That's right. Laughing Out Loud Morning Podcast, hosted by your girl, comedian MsArkansas. And I have two very special guests on with me this morning. But before bringing them on, let's talk about what's in the news. Oh my God, I should have wrote this down. But I saw a very disturbing video on last night where, we already going through this thing concerning George Floyd. Then they said like 700 some days, the sister said her brother was murdered by some police, and they showed the video cam. Oh my God, they had him handcuffed. His feet was cuffed. They was dragging him face down, tasing him. They called him all kinds of names. They said they had blood on them. They was washing the blood off of him while he laying there dying, and saying they hope this MF ain't got AIDS. And oh my God, it was so disturbing. I'm saying that to say, take care of you and yours, man. If you got to go somewhere, take somebody with you. I know God is with us all the time, but he allowed humans to be here on this earth for a reason. Take somebody with you. That way you got a witness, you got help. Hey, it's hard to take two down than it is to take one down. So make sure you have somebody with you when you have to go somewhere. It's sad, but it's true. So I had to get that out the way. Last night we had an amazing time at Carlos Anthony's open mic at the Extreme Comedy Club. So many amazing comedians. Then we had this mascot to come out, y'all. When I tell you, he was hilarious. And I laughed all night long like I had never laughed before. Oh my God. If you need a mascot for your children party or just an event, it don't have to be children, because this mascot, oh my God, he is amazing. He is hilarious, and he can show up and show out anywhere. And then before I bring my guests on, what else do I have going on? Oh, tomorrow night, Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday the 25th. You can catch me at Level 1 here in Las Vegas. Look it up. Ask Google, Siri, Lexus, any of them. Ask them. They'll tell you exactly where it is. It starts at 7 o'clock. Open mic hosted by the lovely, funny, talented comedian MsArkansas. After that, you can catch me Wednesday. Where are we going to be Wednesday, MsArkansas? At the Uncomfortable Conversation After Dark. Rated R, y'all. That's right. Over at the Extreme Comedy Club. Hosted by comedian Artie. Yes, that's right. He have put together two amazing shows. That one at 8 o'clock, and the one I'm on is at 10 o'clock. So y'all check that out. And then on Thursday, if God say the same, come on back to the Extreme Comedy Club, y'all. That's right. I will be returning Thursday with the hilarious, talented, legendary ventriloquist, Mr. William and Wilson. Oh my God. That's a show you don't want to miss, y'all. Thursday at the Extreme Comedy Club. And before I bring my guests on, since I'm talking about the Extreme Comedy Club, how about we go to a quick commercial right quick about the Extreme Comedy Club. Then I'll bring my first guests on.
Yeah, Mr. Boss, Extreme Comedy Club. My man Billy Bob, Las Vegas, baby, running things. Boss. I'm Mr. Boss. Never a loss. I'm Mr. Boss. Boss. I'm Mr. Boss. Never a loss. I'm Mr. Boss. I'm Mr. Boss, billionaire on the scene. Stepping up on stage, yep, extreme. So won't you come here, come laugh with me. Billy Bob and me, and everybody on the scene. I'm Mr. Boss, a billionaire. Las Vegas, everywhere. And you know we don't stop, cause we're going to the top. And you know we never quit till the beat drop. I'm Mr. Boss.
Come on, ride with me.
Boss.
And you know we got that victory.
Mr. Boss.
Be where you wanna be.
Never lost.
Extreme comedy.
Boss. Yeah. Boss. Why? Boss. Mr. Boss. Yeah, I'm Mr. Boss. And you know we got the thing on. Hopping presidential in the limo. All the girls singing Bossy got them ends on. Everybody wanna be my friend, no. Taking pictures everywhere that I go. Always calling Mr. Boss, always want me to do a show. And my dog, man, he golden, gold chain, gold hands, gold feet. Now everybody know my name, I'm Mr. Boss.
And you know I'm rolling with extra cash. Red Lambo and I'm pushing on the gas. And you know we moving fast. Don't try it cause you're never gonna pass.
And we teaching all the kids STEAM. That's right, and we gonna teach all of them science, technology, engineering, arts, math, and teaching about that money cause you know they need it right now. Mr. Boss, and I'm never gonna stop. On the Success Express, that's how we ride. On the way, straight, victory deal, drinking Venezuela, and you know we keeping it real. Mr. Boss. I'm Mr. Boss. Mr. Boss. Never alone. Never alone. Hey, Boss.
Come on, ride with me. And you know we got that victory. Be where you wanna be. Extreme comedy.
Ha, ha.
Yes. And if you want Mr. Boss to put your commercial together for your establishment, your comedy club, your whatever you have going on, guess what? The number gonna be strolling right across there in a minute, and you can call that number. You can get a commercial. You can become a sponsor. You can get interviewed. You can even be put in a magazine, baby. That's right. We have a magazine. You heard me? And so much more coming in that package. You just have to make sure you call that number and get hooked up and tell them MsArkansas sent you. And with that being said, I'm bringing on my first guest this morning. This young lady is a hilarious comedian. She been something everywhere, all around the world. And if you've never seen her before, you getting ready to see her right now this morning, y'all, on the Laugh Out Loud Morning Podcast with MsArkansas. And I'm bringing her in right now, my good friend, your good friend, comedian, Angie Krum. Good morning, sister.
Good morning. How are you?
I am blessed. Oh, my God. First of all, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So how are you? How are you dealing with all this stuff that's going on?
Just, it's take it day by day. And with the pandemic, I was forced to move back to Nevada from Los Angeles. And in a lot of ways, it was a blessing in disguise. But yeah, it's definitely been a transition again. You never know where life's going to take you next.
That is so true. Wow. Yeah. Well, I know you getting ready to get your workout on, and I need to be with you. You hear me? Because I done gained 20 extra pounds.
The COVID-19.
I guess they can blame it on COVID. I blame it on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and what I don't ask you can share with the people. Then I'll let you go on with your beautiful day. Angie, who or what inspired you to be the amazing comedian you are on today?
Thank you. So when I was 14, I saw George Carlin do an HBO special, and for some reason at that moment I was like, that's what I want to do when I grow up. But I knew I wanted to wait till I was 30 to get some life experiences under my belt. So basically when I turned 30, I was like, okay, either start doing it or stop talking about doing it. So I got off my ass and started doing it. But yeah, George Carlin, he was a huge influence for me.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean, he talks about, to me, when I saw that, I was like, he can talk about any subject and make it funny. I was like, so if people say the right words, you can pretty much talk about anything. So that was a big intrigue for me.
You're right. Like you say, it's the deliverance. It's how you say it. You can say some things and make people want to fight.
Yeah.
Put it in an order where they feel like, okay, that's cool. And they'll laugh and they'll come to you and they be like, ooh, that was close, but.
Yeah. And again, perspective. Everybody's perspective.
Right. Wow. So, how long have you been doing comedy now?
Next month will be 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it has gone by fast. Holy cow, it has gone by fast.
You know what I learned though? Time wait on no one.
Yeah. Yep. You gotta get out there and make that shit happen. Oh, I don't know if I said the S word.
You can get a couple words in,
okay.
but yeah, time wait on no one. And I'm like, well, why should I?
Yeah.
Because it ain't waiting on me. So I got to keep going too. You know, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. And when you're a hard worker, you're a hustler, you're always doing something. And I've always admired that about you.
Thank you. I just figured, you know, ain't nobody else going to do it. You know,
yeah,
I had a boyfriend for 12 years, very hard working man, and I let him go. So now I gotta do it.
Feels good to stand on our own 2 feet though.
That's right. It really do feel good.
Yeah.
Wow. So Angie, have you ever been heckled? And if you have, how did you deal with it?
I am one of the few people out there, well, just from all the comics I've met, I love being heckled because I've been blessed with a sharp tongue. I can come back at them really fast. So, and I tell them, I'm like, you can heckle me, but just know that opens the floodgates and I am going to say whatever that I want back to you. So you want to feel this big, please heckle me. So the ones that have, I put them in their place and they're just like, oh, well, that, you know, like they just don't know what to do. They don't know what to say from there, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, I love hecklers.
I said, you know, many, many years ago, may he rest in peace, Mr. Rodney Whitfield. We was on a show together and I had did my thing. And then, you know, they took a little break before bringing up the headliner, which was him. And people over there talking to me, taking pictures and stuff. He just walked up to me. He said, "You're not funny and you're not gonna make it." I looked at him. I said, "And you ain't gonna live to see me make it." You know, I don't feel like I got no power over nobody's life or nothing like that. But at the same time, he passed away a week later. And people was like, "MsArkansas, you know he died?" I said, well, I guess that means I'm getting ready to make it, you know, but I had to ask God to forgive me. I didn't want to feel like that. So I said prayers out to his family and all that stuff, you know. But I was just saying that to say, you just pretty much got to watch what you say to people too.
Yeah, that was so rude. I mean, and being women in comedy, it's like, I can't tell you how many times, you know, like I'll ask a guy friend, I'll say, how much did you get paid to do that room? And they're like, oh, I got paid X amount. And I'm like, wow, when I got booked for the same spot, I got paid 50% less. You know, it's like, so, and it happens quite a bit. Or they say, oh, I'm not going to book you because that should be coming out of a man's mouth, not a woman's. And there's always stuff around it like that. So of course, men are going to take shots at women that, you know, that are unnecessary. And I think it comes from a place of insecurity.
Right. And I feel that's why we as women need to start putting our own stuff together and, you know, and support each other and, hey, make it happen ourselves. Make them want to be a part of our show.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, we're better organizers anyways.
But you know, at the end of the day, I have to shout them out though. You know, a lot of the guys, the ones that I haven't been on the show with, you know, I just haven't reached out to them, or maybe they ain't reached out to me. But all those that have, you know, not bragging or nothing, they love to have me on there with them. You know, a lot of them look
Mhm.
at me as like they auntie, they big sister. I just like
Yeah.
how they love and respect me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot
Oh,
of them really
yeah.
try to get in your underclothes. But I thank God for all those I've met. They pretty much respect me overall.
Yeah, that's the same here. I mean, I've had like like 95% of my experience has been wonderful. The people are amazing. Every once in a while, you get those jerks, though, you know, and I guess that's every
Yeah,
profession.
there's one somewhere waiting.
Yeah, yeah. And then also being back in Vegas, it's like we have such a good family here. I mean, because living in LA, I was like, man, you people are so cutthroat. I'm like, try being nicer to each other. But here we just have a big family. I just love, even if I'm not performing, I just love going out and supporting their shows, you know,
Right.
just spread the love, you know?
You're right. It feels so genuine.
Yeah.
But like in LA, shout out to a couple of them out in that area. But overall, a lot of them make you feel like they a tampon. They stuck up and they got a string attached.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Some of them just, it's like, again, be nicer. It's like, don't be cutthroat. Don't look at me as your competition. Look at me as your friend and your ally, you know?
You're right. Because at the end of the day, I feel like I can help you more than I can hurt you. You
Exactly.
know, that's
Exactly.
like you could be wanting to do a show. You could go to different ones and say, MsArkansas told me to come to you or whatever. They gonna trust that you are right just because you said MsArkansas sent you. Cause at the end of the day, those that have rooms and stuff, they know I ain't gonna send them no BS.
Yeah, that's the same here. There's a new
Right.
guy here and there's a new guy working here in town. Well, from LA, and I did his show on Friday, and it was so much fun. This cool little pizza spot over here on Rainbow, and I recommended two people to him, and I said, you know, I said if anybody fell out or you have the time, I said, you know, give them a couple of guest spots, and he said. He goes, I don't even need to look at a video. I'll just trust your judgment on it. And he put them on the show and he
Right.
was happy with them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love
That
stuff like that.
remind me of a story about Kevin Davis, the Marine of comedy, and Raheem Mitchell.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, shout out to this man named Jeff. He put shows together. He was like, I got two comedians I want you to meet. I said, tell them to come to the show tonight at the Ontario Improv in Ontario, California. And I
Yeah.
met them, and then I said, I'm putting y'all on the next show. I didn't ask them for a video or photo. I didn't ask them for nothing. And I just trusted that my friend felt they were funny, so let's see. And I
Yeah.
put them on my next show at the Improv, and they both turned out to be hilarious. I was
Awesome.
like,
Yeah.
wow. And Kevin, he talks about it all the time, how they had never did an improv until they met me. Because I
Oh,
don't mind
wow.
helping people, looking out for other people. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm a believer, and I believe that's what God wants us to do, help each other, not hurt each other.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
I believe in that
wow.
too.
So, name a few of the places you have performed and a few people you have performed with, big or small, you know.
Let's see. Locally I've played, gosh, I mean, I haven't lived here in a few years, but it's like, you know, a lot of the clubs up and down the strip, all the casinos, you know. LA, I've done, I did the Long Beach Improv. I've done the Comedy Store quite a bit.
Okay.
Well, I mean, where else have I performed? I did John Lovett's when it was still
Swimming
open.
everywhere.
Yeah, I liked that room. Yeah, it's like the Ice House in Pasadena. I've done that room I don't know how many times. So yeah, some pretty big places. A lot of really interesting, fun road gigs. Like a couple of years ago, I got hired to do it was a campground, and it was outside of Minneapolis. Well, it was a nudist campground, so I had like 400 naked people in the audience, and so
Oh my God.
it varies. Yeah, it varies, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, well, you know, when they say like, if you're nervous, picture them naked. It's like, what if they already are?
Ooh, that would have been weird.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And they were all really, really cool too, you know, and then you're just standing there talking to them afterwards with their junk hanging out, but it's nothing to them, you know, it's a lifestyle. So yeah, I mean, it's so interesting. It's like, and I'm sure you've had some weird bookings like that. You're like, we're performing where, when, for who? Like I did the Prump Winery this past Saturday. I've never performed there. And that was a really good show. It was really fun. And they specifically wanted a dirty show, and that's what we gave them. And yeah, it was good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. People I've performed with. See, this is first thing in the morning, so my brain is not fully functioning.
Right, you
yet.
ready to go work out.
I know. I'm like, I should have went to the gym before.
It's okay.
People I perform with, like, one time I was booked at the Comedy Store, and Russell Brand came and like hopped on our show. So I was like, he wasn't booked with us, but yeah,
that's all
so
right.
that was
Long
cool.
on that same stage. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, and I mean, it was awesome because we put it on social media, and we ended up filling up the main room at the Comedy Store, and so we had a really good show that night.
Wow.
I opened for Kid from Kid and Play. I did that a couple years ago.
Yes, I remember him.
That was,
man, he amazing, and oh my God, he is so sweet. Not like
that was at the
Brea. Nice, kind.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Right.
That was at the Brea Improv. I'm like, who else? I mean, there's a bunch of them that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe.
When you get the BT or the MTV Awards or wherever we end up at, you know, they ain't gonna let us name everybody, no way.
Yeah, right. Like, one time I got to interview Gilbert Godfrey, and then after the interview, he's like, "You want to sit down and have lunch?" I was like, "Sure." So, and that was really cool. I mean, we hung out with him for probably 2 hours, and he's actually really quiet, and he's sitting there like he eats really slow. And and then he's like, "Tell me some of your jokes, Angie." And he has a completely normal voice. And so I was telling him some of the like dirtiest material that I have because I know he loves it. And so I was like, I'm making Gilbert Godfrey laugh. Like, this is cool, you know? So, and then we went to his show later that night and stuff like that. So there's little ones in there.
Right.
You know, stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, I did perform with them. Oh yeah, I got to interview them, you know, and because I mean, when we've been doing it for so long, you look back and I don't know, unless it's like someone like the Russell Brand thing was cool, but it's like, unless it's somebody like, let's say George Carlin was still alive and he came into my show, like I would have totally freaked out, fanned out, but then, you know, pretty much everybody else, you're like, you're just another comic. We're just both doing FaceTime, you know? Yeah.
Right. And at the end of the day, we can name all the things we have done, but to be honest, it's what we're doing today that matters.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
that's why I tell them, don't be always shouting me out because I was with this person or that person or that person. I want people to know me because of who I am. You know what I'm saying? Just like I was excited to be with them, you better believe they was excited to be with me.
Yeah. And it just creates that positive energy. And again, the loving vibes and just, you know, helps us all keep each other uplifted.
Right. So what do you have coming up? You got anything coming up anytime soon?
So the flyer that you were showing, I'm on the back side of that. So Wednesday night, I'll be at Extreme Comedy Club on Artie Hollingsworth's second half of the show. We're going to be talking about sex. Yeah. And he was looking for a sex therapist.
Oh my God, she sure is out here.
Yep, there I am.
So y'all
I'll see you on Wednesday.
Come out to the Extreme Comedy Club, man, this Wednesday. Check both of us out. You won't be disappointed. Please believe that.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. He was looking for a sex therapist and a prostitute, I guess, and he found the therapist, but I don't think he found the prostitute. And
so there ain't no prostitute
for the like sit down talking portion of it. And I said, well, look, I said I have a lot of sexual experience. I said, so I could probably answer a lot of the questions brought up on that realm. So I don't
Right.
think he ever found the prostitute. I'm going to be
Well, we
playing
gonna
the
work
part of
it
the
out for
one.
him.
Like,
We ain't gotta be no prostitute, but we gonna work it out for him. Oh
yeah,
wow,
I'm like,
yes, if you watching
I
and
get plenty of
listening,
sex advice.
come on now. Yeah, I done had plenty of that. I ain't proud of it, but I done had my share.
Oh, I'm proud of it. I talk about it on
That's
stage.
like I was thinking the other day. I said my oldest son, 37. I was all excited at first. Then I got to thinking about it. I said, man, I've been baking cakes a long time. Wow. So yes, if you are watching, you able and willing, please come out tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is at level 1 on Main Street, open mic with comedian MsArkansas. Wednesday, come over to the Extreme Comedy Club and check us out, man. It's going down. Oh my God, I'm
very
excited
awesome
that we're gonna
shows.
be on the same show.
Yep. I'm excited for Wednesday. I can't wait. It's just, and plus it's a little bit different than what a lot of what we've been,
It
what
ain't
we
no
usually
regular
do.
comedy show, y'all. So be expecting whatever you expecting, cause that's what I'm doing. I don't know what to expect, but I know I'm on it and I'm gonna show up and show out.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm so looking forward to Wednesday. And then in this coming weekend on the 30th, I'm doing an all-girls show at Extreme again. Oh my goodness, I am totally drawing a blank on the name of the show, but it's me, Lindsay Glazer, Charlie Hester, this girl that's coming in, her name is Jill Carlson. But Jill is coming in. She's a producer from New Mexico, and she's coming into town to start doing all-female comedy shows.
I'm gonna make sure I come so she can
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll make the intro.
Thing in there.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. I will definitely make the intro. I'll even go on Facebook and make the intro right after this.
Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Well, I know you got to get your workout on, and I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna say I'm gonna run around the block, but that'll be lying on this morning. I'm not gonna run nowhere but in that kitchen and find something else to eat after I get a special guest. Well, this has been an honor to have you. Can you tell the people where they can find you so they can book you and pay you and all that good stuff?
Oh yeah. Okay, so Angie Krum on Facebook, of course. Last name everybody is Krum. Nobody ever gets that right. And on Instagram, it's at Krum Shots, all one word. Again, KRUM Shots, all one word. And I hardly ever use Twitter, and I just created a Patreon account, so I'm going to have that released pretty soon too. But yeah, that's where you guys can find me, Angie Krum or at Krum Shots, and I post everything. And I also post some pretty hilarious memes, so you always have you laughing.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your day and stay prayed up, covered up, and all that good stuff. In other words, just stay safe out there.
Thank you. You too. And I appreciate being on the show. Thank you so much.
See you soon. Wow.
I'll see you Wednesday, honey.
Said, y'all, we going to commercial.
Full Force Protection Services. The protective services you need for you, your family, and your businesses. Full Force Protection Services provides cannabis security, executive protection, armed transport, event security, home protection, home security installation, family protective services, and more. Full Force Protection Services has all the skills you need for your protection. The skill set includes weapon screening, keen observation, de-escalation technique, crime prevention, loss prevention, surveillance, and more. Full Force Protection Services is affordably priced to fit any budget. For immediate services, contact 707-407-5133. That's 707-407-5133. Don't get caught without protection, and don't get caught without full force.
Your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way. get it, gotta get it your way, your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way, your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way.
I'm feeling kinda hungry, need a sandwich from your way. Gotta get up now, I gotta get the highway. So I get in the car and I get out the driveway. Now I'm riding down the street cause I'm headed to your
Cause
way.
it's the best sandwich I ever tasted in this world. I'm gonna tell everybody about it, every boy and girl. Let me come in your way.
Because I want the sandwich, wanna put it in my face. Order online, you can pick it up. Curbside pick up, that's what's up. I'm going to your way, gonna bring it my way. Wanna do it every day, that's what the people say.
Your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way. Your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way. Your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way. Your way, your way. Come and get it, gotta get it your way.
It's the Stinger. It's the Stinger.com. It's the Stinger.com. It's the Stinger.com. Stick your brand with It's the Stinger.
Your way. Come and get it your way. That's right, y'all. Contact Success Express Marketing Solution. And you can have your commercial right here on Laugh Out Loud Morning Podcast. That's right. Your way. Only $97, y'all. When I say it's worth every dime, make sure you do that and tell them MsArkansas sent you. That's right. Shout out to two good friends of mine working behind the scene. My boy Edwin Victory and Mr. Keith Jonna. I know I'm messing that man name up, so I'm gonna say Mr. Orange, y'all. I get it right before Wednesday. You know, that's when we return on Wednesday, then Friday. I bet y'all know what I'm saying then, because you know I'm from Arkansas, so we mess people name up after we say it about 5 times, then we have it right. But you ain't got to know the name. You'll know the name when you call that number and get your podcast or become a sponsor or even be interviewed. Whatever you do, you got to call that number. You heard me? Success Express Marketing Solution. It's the place to be. And before I bring on my next guest, man, I glued these things on and I had one about to fall off and I was like, oh, can you hold on just a little while longer? Man, it fell off and I don't have time to be trying to glue it back on. So, and I ain't got no gum. If I had gum, I'd take a piece of that and stick it on there and put it back on to the end of the show. Wow. Oh my God. Get your Insta Stinger, boy. That's a video of you and whatever you got going on, your commercial. Hey, check all this stuff out, man. It's going to help you, not hurt you. And if you want to make your business bigger or whatever you got going on, these are the people you need to see, man. That's right. We service to many leads to greatness. You going to either be great or you going to be gone. And we hoping you be great because like my boy Edwin Victory say, we wake up to win around here, y'all. We ain't waking up to lose. We ain't expecting nothing that ain't got to do with winning. So if you winning, we with you. If you losing, we ain't with you. In that order. And before let's see what we got going on now. Okay, I already told you that we want you to advertise on our show. You can call 619-674-1479. 619-674-1479. And tell them MsArkansas told you to call. You might save $5. I don't know. called the number, y'all. And now with that being said, I'm getting ready to bring on my next guest. This young lady, oh my God, I just met her, but I've been watching her for a little while, and it's an honor to have her on here with me this morning. Oh, she done been something everywhere too, and she'll get to tell you about her and the places she's been. Y'all help me welcome right now my special guest, my new friend, your new friend, the Gwynn Factor.
Hey, what's going on? Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God, I'm loving your hair. Do you lay down or do you sleep with your head out the bed? Explain what's going on because it's so perfect.
Thank you. It's actually my pandemic due. This is 15 months of hair growth with being shut down for the last year. When pandemic started last March, it was about like this. So now this is what I've got, and I've chosen to roll with it. But now I just wake up and shake and pick. She a whole lot of woman and a whole lot of life by herself.
It's beautiful. Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being here this morning. So other than growing your hair during the pandemic, how have it been treating you?
I like most people, I had my ups and downs, in the beginning, like I liked to tell in some of my shows, we was all trying to be all booed up in the beginning. Nobody wanted to be alone during pandemic. Well, now it's about a year. We over a year in, and we wish they ass would probably get out now. We ready for them to go back in them streets. But it's had its ups and downs. Comedy kind of came to a grinding halt for all of us. I think for a while there, I kind of lost my motivation to write. And then people started talking about virtual shows. I didn't really see how that could be done, in the comedic world. But actually, I did back in February start back doing comedy virtually. And actually, it wasn't too bad. It went pretty well considering. But now things are open and we're back live, and I'm definitely back live on stage doing a few little virtual things, but that's phasing out.
Wow. Well, that's good to hear that you also enjoyed the virtual comedy shows, because a lot of comedians, they're like, man, they had a problem with it. And I felt that's because a lot of them weren't funny online. You hear me?
Right.
So, my thing is, if you could be funny online, you could be funny in line or in line online.
Right.
We have a guest this morning. What's that? Rashay. I'm going to get it right. Richardson.
Who?
Somebody know you.
Oh.
You have to hit on the
that's one of my comedian girls here at the DMV. Comedian Rue. Big shout out to Miss.
Oh, she do comedy also?
Yes, she does here in the DMV with me. We met up the other night. Well, we've been following each other on Instagram for a while, but we actually met at a show last night, and she's a really cool chick. Big shout out to her. I'm looking forward to working with her soon.
Vice versa, man. I want to work with her too. So if you come to Vegas, let me know, and we'll put some stuff together, and we all can make the people laugh. And I'll be reaching out to her also to interview her on the Laugh Out Loud Morning Podcast. So that's a hookup from you. Thank you.
All right. I'll definitely hook you up with Rule.
All right. Wow. Oh, my God. So, Gwynn, the Gwynn Factor. Who or what inspired you to be a comedian, the hilarious comedian you are on today?
Well, I probably always have had it. It just has never been something I've really been able to pursue until this later stage in life. Life got ahead of me, kids, things like that. And unfortunately, I just wasn't one that was able to live a life of poverty and work my way up into the comedian world like most do. I had to kind of grab it on the back end of life. About 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in both my breasts. And my whole attitude about it was, I was like, F cancer, I can do this and I'm going to get through it. And it was all good, but it was, I guess, the stories I was telling about my journey. And when I was telling people, they were like, girl, that is the most hilarious stories I've ever heard. Like, you should get out there and tell people these jokes that could inspire other women going through cancer. So that's pretty much how it started. And I kind of went up and I started about my cancer. Then I kind of just went into telling jokes about my life, all the different husbands I've had over the years, and just stories about me. And it's
so that wasn't no joke that you have or had 4 husbands?
Yes, exactly. That is not a joke. I have had 4
Girl,
husbands.
you got some good cooking.
Well, that's what Mama told us originally, that the way to a man's heart was through his stomach, and that apparently worked well for me for 4
And
husbands.
mention of a man, you have Jonathan B. White say, let you know he is tuned in.
All right, good big shout out. We just did a show together on Mother's Day. I did my first full production like headliner show.
There you go.
Entitled it "It's a Mother Being a Mother." You'll be able to catch it on my YouTube channel. That'll be posted up really soon if people want to catch that show for Mother's Day.
Oh wow, cool. Wow. So, okay, I know you had 4 husbands, but how long have you been doing comedy?
Since 2019. I started at about November of 2019 and had a good little 5-month run. And then pandemic hit and shut everybody down. And then I'm just getting back out there again. I think we started back up doing live shows back in April here in the DC area. So, I mean, minus pandemic, maybe about 8 months total.
Oh my God. I looked at some of your stuff. Man, you hilarious. It's like you've been doing it 8 years or more.
Well, thank you.
But that's what I tell people, though. Even though I've been doing 100 years, if you funny, you funny. It don't matter if you started yesterday.
Right.
So if you funny, you funny. So
I just tell it the way I see it. That's the only thing I can do. That's my tagline. I tell it the way I see it. This is just the way I see it, and I put it out there. And apparently, people seem to think it's pretty funny.
Right. And they don't know a lot of time, man. We telling y'all some stuff that actually happened with us. And sometimes you have to turn the pain into laughter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's pretty much, I think, what born the Gwynn Factor is. I turned the pain of my breast cancer situation and just made it funny. Then from there, I just took material and stories out of my life. Some of them may be a little exaggerated, but not too much. I can't make this shit up. Like, seriously, it happened.
So did they have to remove them, or they just remove the cancer, or what's going on with that?
No, girl, let me scroll in. I got some brand new titties here. Okay, these is 20-year-old titties now.
Oh, okay.
I tell people all the time. I said I went from a triple D to a B cup. And all I kept saying was, I've been wanting a breast reduction for years. Look at God. Won't he do it? All I had to do was get a little cancer.
Wow. Okay, so, now bring it back down because I can't see your whole face. There we go.
Wow. Enough for the girls.
I just say thank God you're still here. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times that disease take people out.
That is so true.
Thank God you still here. And I remember they did a biopsy on mine, and they said they saw little white crystals and this and that and that. Mm-hmm. The last time I was checked, they ended up putting a little dot. They said like a little microchip or something. They put it in there and they said that's so if when they check again, they know that spot been checked.
Yeah.
But I thought it was the mark of the beast. So I had about 12 doctors to come in and explain to me there was not no mark of the beast. So the last doctor that came in, I told him, I said, you know what, sir? Y'all ain't got to bring in another doctor. I said, if I find out that this is the mark of the beast, I ain't going to cut my whole breast off. But I'm going to cut my nipple off and find a dude to suck it out of there.
Not the nipple.
He started laughing and went out there and told the other doctors.
Oh, yeah. I think that
that ain't nothing to joke with. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, if you watching and listening, please check yourself. You know, the best protection is you checking yourself.
Exactly.
And if you feel that's not normal, hey, go get it checked out. Because it can't keep you here on this earth forever, but it can keep you here longer than you were supposed to be going, you know?
Yeah, early detection is key. And just the fact that I did survive through the cancer, I do truly believe now that it was in God's will and his purpose to lead me down this road into the comedy world, that this was where he wanted me to be at this particular time in my life. So
right,
I'm following.
And you know what, Gwynn? A lot of people that's watching or seeing you on stage or whatever, and you work that in there some kind of way, you don't know who or how many that you are touching. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's part of a testimony.
Yeah, you're right. I've had people come up to me after my shows when I've done that particular set in my shows about the breast cancer. And you're right. They've come up and they were like, oh, my God, I too went through cancer. And you've given us a whole new perspective and a way of looking at it and trying to take the negative and turning it into a positive. Because as I say, as most women, especially a big breasted woman, don't nobody want to lose these titties. I don't care how big they get.
No, don't call, honey. Let me tell you, mine was down here before the pandemic. Exactly. And now they up here during the pandemic. So I don't want to lose them. I'm trying to figure out how can I lose these 20 pounds without losing my breath. So,
exactly. So I just had to, as from that point of view, that's the approach that I took. I just looked at the positive. Okay, I may have lost my triple D's, but guess what? I can see my nipples again after 20 years. Look at God. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Well, I sure thank you for sharing that, to be honest, because like mine's where they cut me, I hated that scar. But then when I had a boyfriend, that one seemed to get more attention than the other one. You know what I'm saying? So, but I thank you so much for sharing that, man. Because like I said, whoever watching or gonna watch, we never know who is gonna help. And if it don't help a one person, that means everything.
Exactly. You've done
so
your job.
So now we're gonna get off of your breasts and get into some of these questions.
Okay.
So you've been doing comedy a little over 2 years, correct?
Yep, a little over 2 years now coming up.
Okay. Virtual or on stage, have anyone tried to heckle you? And if they did, how did you deal with it?
Well, I wouldn't say I've ever been heckled, so I've been very fortunate so far. I would say probably the most interesting show I ever did was I did a show for the Fraternal Order of Police one time. And as we all know, police officers are very heavy drinkers. So by the time I actually got put on the show, it was kind of like almost being on a Vegas lounge at like 1 a.m. when only people in there is drunk people and nobody's really paying attention. But because it was the Fraternal Order of Police, I had decided that I was going to keep my hands visible at all times and my movements very, very slow. So I just moved through and I had somebody recording that whole damn show just to make sure there was no problem.
In case one of them snap out, huh?
Yes, I was like, let me get this on video. We are talking about the police. We talking about the popo. But other than that, I have been very fortunate. I've not really come across any bad crowds. I mean, if they didn't like my material, they sure didn't let me know. I've always felt the love when I go and do shows.
It's a good thing.
And go out. So not as of yet, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time. It will, the longer you do this, it's just a matter of time. You will eventually get heckled.
Well, not necessarily. Not bragging or nothing.
Right.
At the end of the day, when you come on that stage, you just pretty much got to get them. Once you get their attention, you got to keep it.
Right.
If you lose them anywhere, then that's when all that other mess come in. And I'm saying that from watching other comedians, because I try to bust their guts. I try to keep going.
Right off the bat. Yep. You got to come
and I try
attention.
to explain to the comedians that your appearance makes a difference. If you go standing up there and you looking like you already got $1 million, they feel you something better. If you come in there looking like you just left the post office, the grocery store, or the karaoke bar, and they figure, oh, they ain't serious about this. So they give them the chance to look at you different.
Right.
So those that's watching and listening, please, you ain't got to have on no $1,000 outfit or nothing. Just have on you a cute shirt and some decent pants and decent shoes,
It's key.
Dismiss that. I told y'all don't let no call come in on my phone. I don't know why this stuff half-tail work. But anyway, back to you. But yes, so are you planning on coming out to Las Vegas anytime soon?
I am. I will be out in Vegas June 23rd through the 28th.
Okay.
Absolutely hoping to get some work in and spit some of these jokes to Vegas. Looking forward to it.
Well, I have your number, so you get here, just call me when you dropping down or landing, however it goes. And the few connects I have, I'll see about connecting you with them or whatever. And then if you're here on that Tuesday, I have an open mic. That's just where you can come and work out some stuff before going over to your paid show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
So,
Appreciate
wow. Let's see. Name a couple of comedians you would love to work with. And let's see, it might come to pass. I'm
gonna speak it into existence. Now, I've been very fortunate. I was actually only my first 2 shows that I did when I first started comedy. My very first week, I opened for Bodacious from out of Chicago, and then my second week, I ended up opening for George Wilborn out of Chicago.
Oh, I know both of them. Wow.
Yes. So I was very fortunate to have worked already with a couple of great comedians. I would have to say, though, of course, my all-time favorite that I look up to is my own homegrown here from DC would be Dave Chappelle. I would love to work with Dave Chappelle.
That'll be a good one, girl.
Yeah, I love work. He actually, Darnell Rollins, who works with Dave Chappelle,
I know him
from out of DC. I saw him coming up, and I've known him over the years back in the days when he was first starting in his comedy journey. So I like seeing some of the folks that I came up with long time ago before I got into comedy, but I watched them grow up and now become big comedians. Darnell Rollins, Red Grant, all out of DC. Dominique.
Man. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Like you say, speak it into existence, it will come to pass,
Yeah, but that's
what I believe.
I'd like to work with is some of the folks that I've seen come out of DC. Darnell Rollins, some of them, I'd love to work with them one day.
Okay. And you'll love to work with Miss Arkansas.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would absolutely
And
love
you
to
know
work
what,
with you.
sister? In June, God say the same. I believe that's gonna happen.
Thank you, thank you. We go, like I
Yes,
said, we just go
whatever
speak
show
it.
I'm on, I'm gonna talk to the person and ask them if they can at least book you, give you a guest spot. We
There we
gonna
go.
make some things happen around here in Las Vegas when you get here.
I say turn it up. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Wow. So, what I want to say. So I know you're coming to Vegas in June.
Yeah.
Anything else you're working on that you need the people to know about?
Well, I've got a big show July 9th coming up here in the DC, Maryland area. It's called Curls, Cuts, and Comedy. July 9th, it'll be in Bryan's Road. They can see advertisements on my Instagram and Facebook page advertising that show. I will be in South Carolina, Darlington, South Carolina on June 10th. For a comedy competition that's going on in Darlington. You can also find that on my Instagram page. I will be in Chicago at some point in July. I just don't have the dates for that yet, but I'm adding new shows every week. So just check out my Instagram, my Facebook page for those.
And mentioning your Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. There it is right there. So
Yeah,
I was gonna say give it to the people so they can follow you, book you, and pay you. You don't have to be in the
Absolutely.
game 100 years to get paid.
Exactly.
If you've done it, pay you now.
There's some hard. I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying that.
Come on now, all them
But
little nickels and dimes add up.
yes, they do. But don't get it twisted. I'm always still in the learning process, and to get it's about networking. So I still do quite a few free shows, and I'm still trying to get my name and my brand out there. So
And you know
definitely not
what,
turning
Gwynn?
no
It's
work
not
down.
nothing wrong with doing a free show. It might be free, but 9 out of 10 is somebody in there going to enjoy you enough to book you for something else. You know,
Correct.
that's how it always worked when I do something to show my love to one of the people that got a show. They might not give me a dime, but you better believe it's somebody in there willing to give me a whole lot of money to do the same thing for them.
Exactly.
So you're right. And I figured get the people, the money would come.
That is true.
Wow.
So
So one more time, where they can find you at?
you can follow me on Instagram at the Gwynn Factor, GWYNN Factor. You can follow me on Facebook, Gwynn, GWYNN Factor Roberson. Then I have a YouTube channel, which is going to start picking up again now that I'm back out actively gigging again. So there'll be more material showing up on that. And you can find me on YouTube at the Gwynn Factor also.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being here with me this morning.
Thank
And
you.
I have you back anytime. Anytime you got something going on, you are welcome on the Laugh Out Loud Morning Podcast with Miss Arkansas. With
Thank
that
you
being
so
said,
much.
Gerald, we got to go to commercial before we get out of here.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Commercial.
Hello, I am Erica Young. I'm a singer, actress, songwriter, model, mother of one, but I also go by the voice of Erica. I chose the name The Voice of Erica because really it chose me. Because I started getting more into meditation, and once I started tapping into self, I would hear a voice. But within that voice, I started realizing I was growing and evolving. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's my voice. That's just the voice of Erica. So with that, I started hearing lyrics when I would put music on and writing songs. And I'm like, I'm writing this. No, the voice of Erica's writing this. The voice of Erica. Yeah, come on to something. That should be my stage name. That's who I am. I've always wanted to write because it was like a message. There were messages that I had to get out. And it's so profound that Stevie Wonder once said that melodies are whispers from the angels. I want my music to inspire because I've been inspired. And what's been inspiring me is just coming into truth with life, coming into truth with, as I say, these messages. And really, it's all relatable. So anything that I write, someone else can relate to it because we're really all one, we're all connected.
I got the key, they let me in. I'm waking up every day win. I got the key, they let me in. Waking up every day win. I got the key, they let me in. I'm waking up every day win. I got the key, they let me in. I'm waking up every day win. I said I woke up in the morning, now I got the key. I gotta wake up, me all I can do. Then I be online, I call up all my friends. I feel a missing time for the everyday win. Then I hop on the train, success express with the cash out, and I'm feeling so. I got that money on my mind, now it's time to go. Jiggas, and you know I'm about to blow. Here we go. I got the key, they let me in. I'm waking up every day win. I got the key, they let me in. Waking up every day win. I got the key, they let me in. I'm waking up every day win. I got the key, they let me in. I'm waking up every day win.
Alrighty, y'all. That was my boy Edwin Victor. Check him out. He got something big coming up right here in Las Vegas. One more time, thank you to Angie Krum and my girl, the Gwynn Factor, for being my guest on this morning. God say the same on Wednesday. I have two more special guests. I have my boy Lazarus, that's right, and hilarious comedian. I also have my boy the Preacher Paul, y'all. Both of them are so hilarious, and God say the same. They will be here on the Laugh Out Loud Morning Podcast with MsArkansas. Until then, y'all stay blessed out there and trust God when you can't trust yourself. We are out. Peace. Have a blessed day, and I will do the same.